Look for a team that yesterday morning had Super Bowl dreams, no question about that. But things have changed now. It all changed yesterday when Bridgewater, during a routine practice drill, no contact involved, went down with what was later determined to be a complete tear of the ACL. For now, head coach Mike Zimmer turns to Shaun Hill. Career record, 16 wins, 18 losses, and that may have them at least looking elsewhere for other options. So look at this, El. Since Adrian Peterson's rookie year back in 2007, the Vikings have used 11 different quarterbacks, and now that list will grow by at least one.
It's a long, long list there.
It is. And likely, as I mentioned, Shaun Hill will be the new name added. I mentioned his 16 and 18 record. In those 14 starts, El, his total QBR, 48. So that's
not great.
A little below average. He's thrown 45 touchdowns, 29 picks. And his last starting action came with the Rams back in 2014. So let's bring in Ben Gessling, covers the Vikings for us. He's in Minnesota. Ben, the team, as I mentioned, had Super Bowl aspirations. That certainly changes. How would you characterize the Vikings' feelings on Shaun Hill and his ability to keep those dreams alive?
Well, I think a lot of this is beyond Shaun Hill for Mike Zimmer. He talked about this yesterday. He said this is not just about one guy. He said, I have confidence in Shaun, but this is about the rest of the team we have. And the rest of the team the Vikings have is very good. I mean, obviously, Adrian Peterson, probably still the best running back in football. You have a defense that was in the top 10 in the league in scoring last year and can do a lot of things to put pressure on the opposing quarterback. Certainly some things are going to change with Teddy Bridgewater out. With an offensive line that hasn't been that good at protecting him, you liked the fact that he had the mobility to get away from some pressure situations. But the Vikings feel like Shaun Hill can run their offense, and he's been in this position before. 2 years ago, Sam Bradford tore his ACL in St. Louis. Hill ended up starting 8 games that season and played serviceably. So the Vikings do think that Hill can help them get through, but this is going to come down to a lot more than just him if they want to keep playoff and possibly Super Bowl aspirations alive.
Yeah, behind Hill, it's slim pickings. They have undrafted free agent Joel Stave on the depth chart. What's the likelihood that they'll look outside of the organization if Hill ends up struggling?
I would think they're going to have to take a look at some other options. They're going to bring back Brad Sorensen, who had
pain. Advil makes pain a distant memory. Nothing works faster, stronger, or longer. What? Pain. Advil.
Who's the genius who puts a girl in heels on a subway grate?
Miss Monroe, eat a Snickers.
Why?
You get a little cranky when you're hungry. Better?
Much better.
This scene will never make the cut.
Take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Can a toothpaste do everything well?
This clean was like, pow.
It felt like I had just gone to the dentist.
It just kind of like wiped everything clean.
My teeth are glowing.
They look great.
They are so white.
Crest HD, 6 times cleaning, 6 times whitening. And at 2 weeks, superior sensitivity relief to the leading sensitivity toothpaste.
I actually really like the 2 steps.
Crest HD. Step 1 cleans, Step 2 whitens.
It's the whole package. No one's done this.
Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Modelo Especial was first brewed in Mexico to celebrate a revolution. Today, it's the fastest growing beer in America. Because it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925.
Kick off football season like a pro with new NFL apparel. Cheer your team on in tees, player jerseys, and more from the ESPN shop. Powered by Dick's Sporting Goods.
Good. He threw 22 touchdowns in that season. Manning threw just 9 last year and had 17 picks. So he's got the unique perspective that we are looking for of knowing exactly what faces Trevor Siemian. With that, let's bring in Brian Greasy, who joins us right now. Thank you for being with us. And I got to ask you, Brian, with what you know about this team and how highly the city regards quarterbacks, what's the biggest challenge that's facing Trevor Siemian off the field?
Well, the challenge for Trevor is going to be to play within himself. He doesn't need to be Peyton Manning, doesn't need to be John Elway. There's going to be a lot of people saying a lot about this storyline all season long. I think the biggest difference, guys, is what you mentioned there. John Elway was playing at the top of his game in that last year. He won the Super Bowl. Everybody knows, and Peyton would admit, that he didn't play very well last year. So the expectations for Trevor are not going to be anywhere near what it was for replacing John Elway. He doesn't need to throw for 4,000 yards, doesn't need to throw 36 touchdowns. He just needs to go out that first game in prime time against a good Carolina team, and he needs to get completions. Maybe he ends up with 180 yards passing, maybe a touchdown, 65% completions, and that's a great game for Trevor Siemian. If he goes out and turns the football over, that's when you get into trouble. So everything I've seen, I went to practice. He's very even-keeled. I know Gary Kubiak will treat him the right way, put him in positions to succeed, and I don't think he's going to have any problems.
Yeah, 6 words to keep in mind. Don't try to be Peyton Manning.
There you go.
And you'll be okay.
You'll be right.
All right, Brian, Paxton Lynch was thought to be the future when they drafted him in the first round, but we know there's going to be a learning curve. There always is. He played the spread at Memphis. How does Kubiak's offense and his style fit the game that Lynch had in college, that quick spread, no-huddle game?
Well, you know, the game that Paxton played in college doesn't translate to the NFL. It doesn't translate to Gary Kubiak's system. The skill set that Paxton Lynch has, his size, his ability to move, his arm strength, and his ability to process information, that does translate to Gary Kubiak's offense. Paxton Lynch unquestionably is the future at quarterback for the Denver Broncos. It's just not the immediate future. Now, if Trevor Siemian goes out in the first 4 games and really struggles, I fully expect Denver to pull the trigger to Paxton Lynch. But I think that they want to bring him along slowly. They want to get him some reps in practice, get him some reps